I have made a lot of videos over the past couple months, the past couple weeks, the past couple days about a lot of different things. I'm in a thinking phase in life, I'm trying to progress. A lot of the videos that I've made have been about the cost of living crisis, they've been about making money online, they've been about the fact that a lot of people have been leaving places like the UK and the US to go to a place where they think they can get a better quality of life for usually less money, right? And a lot of people in the comments of those videos specifically, not just of mine, but of others that I've seen online, they are very much, a lot of them are saying one thing. They're professing one concept, and that concept usually revolves around, no, you shouldn't be leaving, even if you can have a better quality of life. You know what you've got to do? You've got to stay around and fight through tough times and make your location better. I think there are a lot of people for whom this is something that they can relate to and something that they agree with. If they see the local area going downhill, they may think it's a good idea to improve it themselves. But a lot of people may think that they're facing an uphill battle, and by the way, this is not necessarily a point that I agree with, but I want to make it because a lot of people don't acknowledge other viewpoints. I can do that, and I like to do that. I think this is worth pointing out, right? So let's just say the example of the inflation crisis. Say what you want, inflation is going up, and a lot of young people feel, whether it's true or not is a different point, priced out of a lot of asset markets. People feel like they can't get a property, people feel like they can't have the lifestyle, they feel like they're working 40 to 50 to 60 hours and they're still just getting by. So a lot of people therefore feel like they want a change in life. They feel like they want to go to a place where they feel safer, more secure financially, on the streets, let's say, as well. And a lot of people go at them for saying, well, you need to fight to improve your location. But here's what I think a lot of people fail to acknowledge about today's world. Today's world is a lot more complex and simple than it ever has been. Because with the rise of the internet, with the rise of technology, there is a new empire that is worldwide. And I don't say this in some sort of a conspiracy way at all. Just look at the numbers. Amazon and Apple, for example, have got a GDP stronger than a lot of, if not most countries. Not a GDP, but a market capitalization. You get the point, right? So the world's more simple in the sense that a few people, a few companies, a few funds, let's say, hold a lot of the wealth. And in a lot of ways that makes it more complex, because it means that you can't necessarily live a simple life to the same degree. Because when a few people actually hold the power to a lot of the world, a lot of the money, a lot of the companies, the will of what they want matters more than the will of what you want, because they are the ones that ultimately have the say. And I think this is what a lot of people are failing to acknowledge, because take it away from companies for a second, right? We're in a system in a lot of countries where there is a prescribed path. Go to school, go to university, get a job, get a wife, 2 kids, house, mortgage, car. And for a lot of people, that's great. Now, some people do not find their fulfillment in this way. And relating that back to what we're seeing in today's world, the ability to make money online, travel the world, whilst doing so, we now live in a time where people don't necessarily have to fight for a lifestyle that they don't prescribe to, that they're not prescribed to, or they don't subscribe to. For a lot of people, it's actually not the smartest move anymore. For a lot of people, what, $500, £500 a month? In Thailand, in the Philippines, I don't know. I don't live there, but you know what I mean? In Eastern Europe, they can be making a quarter, a fifth of what they're making now and have the same lifestyle or better. It's not a necessity for everyone to fight for the same things anymore. Also, look at history, right? A lot of things for the average working person are not getting better. They're not getting better. And people may say that they are. Look around. Go apply for a job. Go see some salaries. You might talk about jobs that pay £20, £30 an hour. Look at the job. You know what I mean? To have a decent quality of life, yes, you can work less hours, but generally speaking, there is a trend. And a lot of people have seen their parents, their mum, their dad, their granddad get old and frail. And he's got 20 years to enjoy his retirement. Fighting's not worked for him. I don't mean in any kind of war. We're told that we should fight the systems, go carve something for yourself. Bro's having to sell this is not my family, but it's a point. These people are having to sell their properties to pay for their care costs, right? For example. So a lot of these young men are in a position where they're seeing this, and it's not just young men, it's actually young people, are seeing this, and they're thinking, okay, so it's not worked for these people, but also, I now have a different opportunity. Grandad thought it was possible to only just work in a mine, and it worked out for him. A lot of people now know that they can make money online from anywhere in the world. I can run my eBay shop from a beach in Thailand. I can make YouTube videos, probably get more views from a beach in Thailand, because it'd look nicer than a decaying cold forest. Anyway, getting back to the point of fighting for what we want, right? If life is an experience, and if life is about having the best life that we can, for some people, having a smaller house in a cold country is not what they want. And again, all these people from previous generations, and again, I'm not talking wars here, I'm just talking about the average struggle to get by. We've got a lot of respect for them, and they built the society that we have now and that we respect, but they didn't get the rewards that they were promised, a lot of them. They didn't get the rewards that they were promised. And in a world where we're seeing things like inflation rise, wages in real terms fall, property prices being unrealistic, right? Is fighting for a future like that the best thing for us? I'm not saying it is or isn't. Some people would not move, some people want to make the change, but look at the direction of society. I made a video, I think it was yesterday, well it was yesterday at the time of filming, maybe 2-3 days at the time of uploading, where I spoke about the fact that individualism is like the way to go in this part of the world, and collectivism is dead. So the community seems to be dying quickly. People don't speak to each other, they don't hang about as much with each other, they're not willing to have conversations with randoms. And there's places in the world where these things are not the case. There's places in the world where you can still get by in this way, without having to try and change the whole of society. Again, we live in a time where it seems that the powers that are in the world are displayed in different ways. And to fight continuously for a lifestyle in, I don't know, the UK, the US, that doesn't match what you want anyway, is not necessarily the best move. In tough times like what we're seeing now, and I'm not saying this with any degree of arrogance or, you know, being patronising, but in the tough times that we're seeing now, look at how much money you need to get by. If you're not making money online and working, you're probably not maximising your income, you're probably struggling to get by. And if you're not thinking about what you're doing, if the idea is, yeah, I'm just going to carry on, struggle and fight, is it getting better or worse? Are you fighting the good fight? Are you making a change? Are you subscribing to a lifestyle and a life path that's worth it for you? If you've got the time and the money, you can get to the opposite side of the world in like 24 hours nowadays. You know, it's not the 1850s where it'd take you 12, 16, 20 weeks to get to America on a ship. I can get there in 12 hours. 12 hours down from 12 weeks, at least. Right? We're talking way back when. The times have changed. So, we need to change with them. In a world where you can have a different lifestyle, perhaps a lifestyle that suits you more. You know, maybe you're like me, and as soon as the dark nights start coming in, like right now, 3:30, and it's going dark. If you're like me and it gets to a point where that's a bit depressing for you, maybe it's time to move. Not necessarily for me, but you get the point, right? And then it's about, oh, we'll fight for what's right. What's right is not necessarily the same as what it always has been. Again, I always make the point that the statistics behind society have changed. Again, people are not getting married, people are not having children, they're not dating, they're not getting cars, they're not getting houses, they're not getting paid what they want to get paid, etc., etc. When this is the world, is the fight worth it in that regard? If I can make the money that I make now and live on a beach in Thailand, and that's going to fulfill my life more, I'm not saying it is or isn't, but here's the thing, right? Does that not make more sense? If I can buy property in, I don't know, I don't want to name any countries because I know someone's going to say, well, actually, there's this rule about property. You get the point though, right? If I can buy property in, let's say, Spain, I'm not saying Spain, for example, but you know, if I can buy property in Spain for half the price or a quarter of the price, for example, and sit in the sun and enjoy, maybe that's more your lifestyle, right? Your family's not that far away, but here's the thing. People say stay the fight. They're the people who have not won the fight. They're the people who are not winning the fight. They're struggling to pay their mortgages. They're struggling to pay their costs. What's the end game for them? The fight is life as itself. Getting by the day to day is a battle of itself. And I don't mean that in any kind of like depressed way or anything, but I mean, look at what we're up against. You got to make money. You got to have friends to feel fulfilled. You got to work out. You got to do this, that. Think about what is actually going to fulfill your life the most. And to some people, that might be just fighting the fight and thinking that they've made a difference. Maybe they are making a difference. If you're the guy who's happy to live a certain way, great. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. But yet again, this is another one of these topics where it seems that people are completely polarized. I make videos that I intend will do well, but obviously when you make videos on slightly controversial topics, you get one side or the other opinions. You know, I'm happy to listen to both sides. I can sit here and listen to someone telling me that a 9-to-5, house, mortgage, kids, car is the way to go. I can happily listen to someone on this side saying, yeah, you need to just carry on doing what you're doing, make money on your phone, on your laptop, and go sit on a beach. So I can listen to both sides, but this idea of fighting the good fight, staying the course, well, a lot of people have done that over the last couple of generations, and is it working? If you can live somewhere else for half the price, is that the smart move, or is it not? I don't know. Tell me in the comment section. I'm sure you will. I want some opinions. I need some guidance as to what I should do as well. Let me know in the comments, guys. Thank you.